Hello everyone, my name is Devesh and I'm here to share my assignment of day 9 from Teknotrait. So let's begin with the assignment question. So the first question is explain testing pyramids in your own words with example. So first testing pyramid is nothing but where where the testers will follow that how the testing of an application should be like how testers or the team should deliver a efficient or a good product to the client. So we follow such process which is known as pyramid. So like testing pyramid is which testers follow to deliver a good software to the client. So testing pyramid consists of uh, like five phases where we will start from the base. Like at the first is unit testing. So the unit testing itself, the name itself describes that unit testing is a phase where actually a developer tests or a test engineer will test a basic unit of a particular software. For example, I could say unit testing is nothing but where a developer, for example, I could say a, a Gmail application where in that where in that a particular unit is there where we call inbox. So the tester will check the functionality or a particular unit of that software. So unit testing is nothing but testing a particular unit of that software. So this is a basic layer where the testers or mainly developers only will perform this testing, as this is a quick testing. Why it is in the base and why it is broad? Because uh, why it is broad, because I could say where we need to where each, like for example, there is a saying called uh, from a droplets the oceans is created. So so the every unit of that software is tested first, then we will be moving further. Then then the second layer is API testing, where is application uh, interface testing, where we call it as integration testing. After every unit is tested, then we will be combining that that units to, and then we will be perform testing for this. API testing is also called as integration, where integration is combining of the modules or unit or functionalities. For example, I could say is API testing is nothing but, like for example, in Gmail, we like well, when we compose or when we are writing when we are sending any email to a particular person. So sometimes what we do is in the middle we will somehow like close a Gmail app. So these message will be saved into draft or easy discarded. So these is a testing where which we test as an integration by combining, like will it be deleted permanently or is it getting stored in as or a draft. So this is nothing but API testing. And then we could say automation testing. Automation testing is nothing but where we test through, like it is a automatic where we will be writing some of the programs, and that that program will run and will perform the testing as a robot. Like we will be writing some script and giving it to the browser or any of the tool. Like there are some automation tools where we will be giving some of the commands or a program we will be writing or any scripts we will be writing and giving it to that tool. Then that tool will automatically run the test cases. This acts as a robot. Well, it is a automatic. We will be giving some commands, like for example, there is a some of the gadgets are there, like Alexa. We are telling him commands and it is playing us a song. So like that, there will be automation testing. Then manual testing is something like we are doing it manually, like we are going to the browser, clicking entering username and password, then we are clicking on logging in. That something that is manual testing. Then GUI is nothing but graphical user interface, where we are thinking like we are an end user, like we are using the application and so on. Like we think like we are using the application and we will be testing like what all, like for example, I could say how the user is using, he will be using, like what all his scenarios will be coming, how he will be logging. These all the scenarios we will be keeping in mind and testing the software. So this is a testing pyramid where we we will be looking through this like from the base. Like it is like unit testing is little broad, and after that API is testing something which is less than unit, then which is API is more than automation. These is like we will be giving much time to these sections according to their areas depending. Then the second, explain the difference between white box and black box testing with example. So white box testing is nothing but white box testing is a testing where it is usually white box testing is done by developers or sometimes testers also, where we will be having a, a knowledge about code, like what code is implemented or what code is written mm, for developing a software, or what all changes need to be done. So white box testing is nothing but these where where the developer or tester will be having a code knowledge which is developed. For example, I could say if if the code is developed and a white box testing is processing. So while testing some of the white box testing methods, we must have some code knowledges. Like we need to have code knowledges, which is very mandatory in white box testing. Uh, for example, in white box testing, I could say we will check some of the uh, in programming, like we will be using mm, like we will be testing statement is any of the statement is executing, either one is executing or either two is executing, or any all the statements are executing. So we will be checking some of the statements or loop or conditions, are they getting true or are they getting false, or are they getting executed or no. So we will check in white box testing, and we need to have some code knowledges. So the white box testing is usually done by developers, and the black box testing is a testing where I could say where we will check, like for example, we don't need to have we don't need to have knowledge about like something specific code. Just only we need to know that uh, like we have an expected output, and so this and this such like expect actual and expected results should match. So black box testing is nothing but like is the functionalities are working properly or no? Are the uh, results matching to each other? Like what we are expecting that result should come. So, for example, I could say if there is a login page, so we are entering correct username and correct password, and we are we are clicking on login. Then we are able to log in. Then where such scenarios occur where we don't need to have any code knowledge. So that is a black box testing. Then the third question: what are non-functional testing? Explain with the example why particular testing is non-functional. So non-functional testing is also a testing where we will check like if there is an application. So we will check like uh, if there is application, like if there is a Facebook application which is created by some team. So they will perform non-functional testing as like for example, I could say if like these application will handle load. See if many users are logging in at the same time, will that response time will be same, or will that application crash, or will it give a response to a user who is using it on a particular time. So these uh, these things are checked in non-functional where the user is not concerned. Like for example, um, if if we are logging in every 10 to 20,000 people are logging in at a time. So so the response, everyone is using the same application, and it is a mess. Like everybody is online and they are accessing same. So will that application or a website will handle the load or a performance? Is it performance slow? So this is a non-functional testing which the testers or with the testers or a QA team will check. Then the last question: what is a stub in unit testing? Explain with the example. So for example, I could say in a testing we follow some methodologies. Like in integration testing, we follow some of the methods. Like uh, there is a for example, I'm saying for stub in stub is when we are doing an integration testing. So we will be doing as for example, I could show. If there is a module like Gmail application, this is the login, and then the P is inbox, then the C is sent items, D is for drafts, and these all are. Then what happens is a stub is nothing but in the testing, like these all are developed. Then D is not developed, so we need to release some of the software. Like this is an incomplete, so we will be uh, replacing this D module with an D module D functionality with a dummy. For example, I could say dummy. We will be replacing it in top down, from top to down. Like this is a login, B is a inbox, C is a sent items, and D is stuff. So uh, like D will be D will be replaced with dummy module. So how we will be in inbox after in while creating a message, uh, we will be sometimes we won't send, we will be keeping in this in a draft. So the draft which is there, we will be replacing it with dummy module. So it is not developed until yet. So we will be replacing with dummy, and we will be giving explanation like uh, D is a dummy module where we will be where a particular team or development team is working on that. So the replaced module which we have done, that is known as stub. For the replacement of a the replacement of a dummy module or incomplete module. If there is an incomplete module where we replace it with a dummy in top-down approach. Top-down approach is nothing but method where we use for the purpose of releasing for the purpose like re- um, if the software is released and some of the it is a method where we release a software, and if the particular functionality is not developed or is under developing state, so we will be replacing with a dummy module. Then that is in top-down approach, it is known as stub. Whereas in bottoms up, if we replace in bottom up method, if we replace any of the modules with a dummy module, that is known as a driver. That's all for today. Thank you.